Feel the power of you controlling your breathing. In through your nose and out through your mouth. You've got your legs crossed, your back straight, your eyes closed. You remember the truth. You know the truth that you were born to win, to take control of your life the way you take control of your breathing. One breath at a time, one thought at a time. So let's do that right now. Let's see ourselves doing the best we can as we begin our day today in the best way possible. Winning the morning, winning our mind, and growing our minds and our bodies. And whatever we do. So right now, let's see ourselves doing the best walk we've ever done when that music shuts off. Right here, right where we are, right where we sit. Because we know the truth. After all, we're made of truth. We're made of the same stuff the universe is made of. That's what makes you infinitely intelligent. See yourself right now doing the best walk you've ever done when that music shuts off. When that music goes off, you're going to win. You're going to make it real. You're going to make your dream, your vision, real.
They say, oh my God, I see the way you shine. Take your hand, my dear, and place them both in mine. You know you stopped me dead when I was passing by. And now I beg to see you dance just one more time. Ooh, I see you every time. And no, I like your style. Ooh, you make me wanna cry.
Morning, guys. Another major fear we have to control, master, or overcome is the fear of ill health. And this one is a challenging one each and every day for us because there are so many things that can happen. There are so many illnesses, things that happen to us that we don't expect. And we have to overcome this fear because we don't realize it, but our mind, our thoughts, that energy will affect the physical aspect of ourselves in every process the body has. So one thing that's helped me, I hope it helps you, is the idea that of Napoleon Hill, who said simply, if you think you're sick, you are sick. Over time, your body, your brain will get your body to produce those physical manifestations. So you got to think of yourself in a way where you're not afraid to get sick. You are healthy, you're happy, you are free, and it will help to also heal your body. Have a great day, everyone.
I'll give you 3 principles
Yeah.
for greater discipline, and then I'll tell you the actual 3 things to do to generate more discipline in such a way that your personal growth grows, that you feel like alive and connected and meaningful and joyous on this journey, because that's what really matters. I mean, discipline sucks unless in some ways the outcome is progress, greater engagement and aliveness of life, and greater success in whatever way you measure that. So the 3 principles of all of like discipline comes down to, number 1, mastering your schedule. I know that sounds so boring, but it is so absolutely fundamental to your focus, to your progress, to your health, to everything. It doesn't matter if you say, okay, I only want to schedule one thing today. That's fine with me. I'm not trying to own every hour of your life, but that one thing better be awesome and it better be a needle mover. So scheduling, show up when it's scheduled. And then the third thing, which is most important, is a principle for all of discipline. No discipline happens unless on a real consistent basis unless you have social connection. All of the research shows the most productive people, the most focused people, the people who are most fulfilled in doing meaningful work have attached a meaning that their focus, intention, their hard work is attached to social connection, meaning I'm going to show up for this because it's going to make me a better mom or parent. I'm going to get healthy so I have more energy for the kids. I am going to do this project so my team and company grows, so we serve more people and we make an impact. It's like the hard work must be attached to impact, but the impact isn't just self, like, oh, I'll get this. It has to have a social connection. Like you have to have a reason to show up over and over and over for others. It's why we always teach in high performance, you have to have a little card that says, who needs me on my A game today?
Yeah.
Like, I am disciplined because I wouldn't be less disciplined doing a morning show. I'm more disciplined doing a morning show because Jamie's there. She's waiting on the other end. If I don't get there, I feel like a chump. So that's important, you know? There's 3 principles, right? Schedule it, show up, attach social connection. But now here's the things I would do. If you said, Brendan, if you could only be disciplined about 3 things, what would you do? And it's not what you all think. It's totally not what you all think. And this is very much that makes me happy and progress in life. So they're not sexy. The number 1 thing, if I could give anyone a discipline to always do, on the 1st of every single month, you do a whole life review. When that calendar hits 1, as in the 1st of the month, you look at every major area of your life, you score yourself, you ask how you'd like to improve that, and what could you do this month? Because most people never improve their life because they never face their life.
Yeah.
You have to look at it. So every 1st of the month, that's for those who are new to us. Growth Day began with Growth Day actually began because I said let's do our personal development on the 1st of the month. So I go live for 2 hours in Growth Day. So if you're not a member, go to growthday.com because I do a full personal development seminar on the 1st of every single month. Because I feel like if we start the month off, we nail that. We start it with good attitude, energy, but also you're looking into the month and asking, is the way I've scheduled this month going to help me move towards the lifestyle I want or the accomplishment of the major 3 projects I'm working on in my life?
And also, if we don't do this, I feel like it is so easy. And how many people can relate to this? Where if you don't do this, all of a sudden you blink and you're like, oh, it's halfway through the month, or oh, 3 months have gone by. I don't even know how did this even happen? Right?
Yeah.
How many times have we done that? Like, wait a minute, it's Thanksgiving. Like, wait a minute, it's spring break. And it's like your life just flies by in a blur.
This is for those who have the High Performance Planner, you know this page super well. This is your monthly review section in the High Performance Planner. And what it does is it makes you look at the 10 major areas of your life, from health to mental, emotional, partner or love, family, friends, mission, experiences, spirit, finances, learning, growth. It helps you reflect on the things you learned in the last month, learn about others, learn about yourself, what you're grateful for, the main priorities coming up, the decisions you needed to make or could make, your monthly review, and orienting yourself to your year goals and 3-year goals. Like, if I don't do that on the first of the month, what happens is the middle of the month, what am I doing? I might be showing up, but I'm showing up in a hot mess all the time because I don't have direction.
Yeah.
So if I could give you anything, start the first of the month, super clear about that month. If that's all you did, I promise you'd be more engaged with your life. Second thing I do, I believe another review is needed every Sunday. So Sunday, do your weekly review and your weekly planning. I don't care if it takes 10 minutes, an hour. I think it's important to go, okay, on Sunday, is this upcoming week? Am I clear about what I want of that? Am I clear about how I can serve? Am I clear about these little slots of time? Do they make sense to me? I mean, just that, it can take so fast. So third thing.
Yeah.
All right, listen, if I could give you 3 things to move the needle in your life. Number 1 is a monthly review. On the first of the month, look out for and notice, please don't think that this or the Sunday review, which is the second point, is just about your schedule. You are reviewing the major parts of your life. You're connecting with them. You're scoring them. You're asking what more you desire there, and what's something simple you can do to improve that area of your life each month. It doesn't have to be huge life transformation, because look, transformation takes time. You might just like this little thing, but being aware of it, that's important. So the monthly, then the Sunday, and then you have, I know everyone already wrote this in their things and they just know it to be true. You got to win your mornings again and bring intention for, I think, 2 things every day. If we can bring intention for 2 things every day, we win that day. To me, the first one is I'm going to bring the joy to this day. Mm-hmm. I'm going to choose my attitude. I'm going to develop a mindset that is unshakable, that is joyful, that is, I'm going to be in every room. It doesn't matter if I'm the loudest. I'm going to try to be the most generous and grateful person in that room. I'm just going to bring good energy. Be responsible for the energy you are projecting onto others and into this world. So I think for me, that intention of, I have an intention to have joy each day. I'm going to have some fun. I'm going to make that happen, because sometimes life doesn't do it for you. Yeah. It just doesn't. So I'm going to bring the joy. So that's that's an intention. So what I'm saying is the third discipline is every day you have intentions for feeling life.
Yeah.
For me, feeling life means bring the joy. That's number 1. I'm going to bring the joy. And number 2, I'm going to make a moment with somebody today. Maybe I send them an audio. Maybe it's the way I look at my wife. Maybe it's the thing I call up my mom, and or I send a beautiful appreciation email or text to somebody. But every day, I'm going to bring the joy into the day, and I'm going to make a moment. Because at the end of your life, I learned this, I faced my death twice in my life. You remember these moments and scenes with other people. Mm. It's so important to realize that. And so you have to ask, are you going to have enough of those moments and scenes? Are they going to be, at the end of your life, you kind of, if it's true, you see a movie. What are the scenes of that movie going to be? You get to direct that. And I promise the scenes in the movie almost always have these beautiful connections with others. It's like most people don't realize the ending movie of their life is love scenes and connection scenes with other people, where like these like meaningful moments, if you will. Let's just call them meaningful moments. That's what you see at the end, meaningful moments. So if that is true, if it's true, then you have to purposely structure and build in meaningful moments so you love the movie at the end. You know? That you love the movie, that you want to watch the movie again, that you appreciate, that you're going to bust out the good wine and have that good popcorn with that meaningful movie. And so every day, that's mine. I'm going to bring joy to this day, and I'm going to make moments.
Yeah, that's so good.
You might have different intentions. Maybe your intention is like, I'm going to do this thing as a mom or as a leader or as a whatever. Doesn't matter to me. But if you don't have the intention, the days just blaze by, nothing. You can be working hard. You can get your schedule down. You can have your calendar prioritized with all the tabs and all the different marker colors and everything else. But if there's no intention for feeling today, you were a good robot today.
Yep.
But you didn't.
And we've all had days like that where we feel like a
This time, we're gonna get funky. Funky. Everybody clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. Clap, 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 clap your hands. All right, now, we're gonna do the basic step. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Cha-cha now, y'all. Now it's time to get funky. To the right now. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Crisscross. Crisscross. Cha-cha, real smooth. Let's go to work. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops this time. 2 hops this time. Right foot, 2 stumps. Left foot, 2 stumps. Hands on your knees. Hands on your knees. Get funky with it. Oh, yeah. Cha-cha now, y'all. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 5 hops this time. Hop it out now. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Right foot again. Left foot again. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Freeze! Everybody clap your hands. Come on, y'all. Check it out, y'all. How low can you go? Can you go down low? All the way to the floor? How low can you go? Can you bring it to the top? Like you never stop? Can you bring it to the top? One hop. Right foot now. Left foot now, y'all. Cha-cha, real smooth. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. One hop this time. One hop this time. Reverse. Reverse. Slide to the left. Slide to the right. Reverse, reverse. Reverse, reverse. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Cha-cha now, y'all. Cha-cha again. Turn it out. To the left. Take it back now, y'all. 2 hops, 2 hops. 2 hops, 2 hops. Right foot, let's stomp. Left foot, let's stomp. Charlie Brown. Hop it out now. Slide to the right. Slide to the left. Take it back now, y'all. Cha-cha now, y'all. Oh, yeah.
João Cancelo into the gap for De Bruyne. This is promising for City. De Bruyne keeps on going. Still with De Bruyne. He shoots. He scores! Kevin De Bruyne! City 1, Chelsea 0. KDB!
Links again the target. Spanish the flick on. Oh, brilliantly done. Magnificent from Danny Ings.
Esperaba Cornejo, ha salido de la 14.
Guys, I want to share with you Oprah Winfrey's 7th rule for success, and that is we're all seeking the same thing. And this is one that we forget when we're caught up in our own lives and we're trying to get what it is we're looking for. We have to remember and step back and say to ourselves, we're all seeking the same thing. We all want to be the highest and truest expression of our human nature. And we're trying to figure this thing out. We're trying to figure out how to do it. It's very difficult. But what's helped Oprah Winfrey and many greats out there is that they stay focused on the fact that we're all the same. And that's why they've been so successful, because whatever it is she's sharing, what's worked for her, it's common to everyone. For myself, I am so passionate about helping people understand, and myself, the power of our minds, because that's the one thing that brings us all together. It's the one common denominator. So we all share that. Have a great day, everybody.
Get an idea and go do something about it. Like, expect it to suck, expect it to have a million mistakes. Don't judge yourself for how well, the thing does, but you just start because you came up with the idea. And so trust in your ideas, because your best ideas are often the ones that don't make sense for someone like you to do. And so I've been trying to shortcut my brain out of the equation, which might sound really weird. I don't know if anybody else does that, but my brain keeps me small and I want to play big.
If we rely too much on our brain, I think what we do is we end up relying so much on our brain and not so much on our heart, because your heart has this big idea, right? It has this dream. It wants to do something. It wants to create. It wants to impact. But then our mind really tells us, like, no, stop. No, you can't do that. That doesn't make sense. And then what do we want to do? We want to sit there and think our way through it, right? We want to perfect it. And then, as Ed Milet says, perfection is the enemy of execution, because we can sit there and think our way through it. But at the end of the day, what I personally end up with is just this analysis paralysis, where you think so much and you overthink that you end up just doing nothing. And how many of us really just end up doing nothing in the end? So you know what? You got an idea, just take action. Just do it. Do it, and you'll learn and course correct and pivot when you need to, but you just do it.
All right, Believe Nation, we are starting a new Q&A show. I'm super excited, taking your questions, and I have a special guest with me, Mindset Mary. She's in my Thought Leadership Mastermind. She's a mindset coach, and she's going to help answer some of these questions for us today. Anything you want to add to that, Mary?
Absolutely. Thank you, Evan, for having me. This is super exciting, and I'm ready when you are.
All right, question number 1. And we'll let Mary answer them first, and then we'll let you answer them first. It'll be fine. Sure. And then I'll jive off of what you said and see if I agree or completely disagree with what you said. We'll see how it goes. Question number 1 is how to overcome the fear of starting.
Yes, the fear of starting. I think most of us that have tried something new or venturing into a new path have that initial fear of starting. So I think for me as a mindset coach, and as someone who's gone through the same experience, I think you really have to break down, like, what is it that you're actually afraid of? Like, is it the fear of failing, the fear of starting small? Like, what is it that you're really, really afraid of if you were to start? And I think that, like, we all sort of have these two voices in our heads, right? Like, there's like the inner critic that'll tell us about everything that can go wrong if we were to start. And then we have like the advocate who's a dreamer, who tells you what's possible. It always comes down to who you're focusing on the most, right? Whatever you focus on most will always prevail. So I think that if you actually want to start, you really do have to quiet the inner critic, because we have to change the way we're looking at things. We have to change our questions. I mean, we could be afraid of starting, but what about the fear of never starting at all? Right? And where is that going to get you? Right? What would that do for you, for your future? Where would you be, or where wouldn't you be? So I think sometimes the best thing that we can do to ourselves is to flip the script and really, bring into existence the absolute opposite of what it is that we are thinking, to give our minds that opportunity to explore a different thought, because as we have different thoughts, we start to cultivate different emotions, and it will lead to different behaviors and actions. So I think, like, if you can play your own devil's advocate, if we're so good at looking at what's wrong, then maybe we should start getting good at looking at what's right. What about you,
I love
Evan?
it. I used to look at I think that maybe the first how old am I? 43. Started my first business at 19, real business. And I think for the first 20 or so years, I really lived through that lens of future regret. Like whenever I didn't know how it would turn out and was afraid of doing something, I would use that model of, okay, imagine I'm on my deathbed and looking back and like, I wish I had started this thing, and trying to make it so painful that it forces me to take action, right? Like the rocking chair test, you're in an old age home, you're at the end of your life, and like now you actually can't do it, it's too late, and then giving yourself advice back to today. And I used that for 20 years, and it really, really, really helped me. The shift that I've made in the past 4 years is trying to shortcut my brain out of the equation. And I don't know if anybody else is talking about this or doing this, but doing the regret test for me means that you have to catch it. And so in this person with their question, they caught it, right? So they caught that they're afraid. But I think a lot of times we don't even catch that we're afraid. We just automatically say no to our ideas. We just see that thing and come up with some reason why we can't do it. You know, I'm too old, I'm too young, I'm too whatever. And when you can go through the mental exercise to then say, okay, well, I'm afraid, and so what would I, my 85-year-old self tell me? I think that definitely helps when you catch it. And when you don't catch it, then what do you do? And so the past 4 years, what I really focused on is, one, the fact that I got the idea means I have to do it. So just because I came up with the idea means I'm going to get started on it. And so I want to shortcut my brain out of the equation, because your brain's designed to keep you safe. Your brain's designed to keep you small. Your brain's designed to keep you protected. And so your brain is not usually the one coming up with these amazing things to do with. Like your heart wants to go and change the world, and your brain tells you, you can't do that. Well, who do you think you are to be able to do that? And so I want to try to shortcut my brain out of the equation. So the idea of just going from idea to action gets me to just go and do it because I came up with it. So even this show, I came up with this show idea on Tuesday. This is a Friday right now as we're recording this. I came up with the show idea on a Tuesday. I messaged Mary on Tuesday?
I think so, yeah.
Wednesday? I don't even know.
Tuesday.
And said, Mary, what are you doing Friday at 3 o'clock Eastern? And she's like, I'm free. What do you want to do? I said, we're going to do a show, and we're going to have these questions. And over the past few days, we've been collecting questions, and now we're here doing the show. And I'm not overthinking it, because I think a lot of times what I used to do would have said, okay, so who's my guest going to be, and what are the questions going to be, and how are we going to set this up, and all of these what ifs, and then it'd be 3 months later and you still haven't done the thing. And so I am my own worst enemy, or have been, and so I just want to cut all that out and just get started. And maybe this Q&A show has a really short shelf life, or maybe this is the only thing I end up doing for the rest of my life. I don't know. At least for me, you can't think your way through that problem. You just have to start doing it and see what happens. And so the thing that's helped me through this of getting started is just get an idea and go do something about it. Expect it to suck, expect it to have a million mistakes. Don't judge yourself for how well, the thing does, but you just start because you came up with the idea. And so trust in your ideas, because your best ideas are often the ones that don't make sense for someone like you to do. And so I've been trying to shortcut my brain out of the equation, which might sound really weird. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else does that. But yeah, my brain keeps me small, and I want to play big.
I love
Gangnam Style. 낮에는 따사로운 인간적인 여자, 커피 한 잔에 여유를 아는 품격 있는 여자, 밤이 오면 심장이 뜨거워지는 여자, 그런 반전 있는 여자. 너는 선호해, 낮에는 너만큼 따사로운 그런 선호해, 커피 식기도 전에 원샷 때리는 선호해, 밤이 오면 심장이 터져버리는 선호해, 그런 선호해. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너, hey. 그래 바로 너, hey. 아름다워 사랑스러워 그래 너, hey. 그래 바로 너, hey. 지금부터 갈 때까지 가볼까. 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일 오빤 강남스타일
Histórica, Valencia. Qué bueno lo de Gutiérrez que veo adelantado a Salazar. ¡Golón! ¡Golazo! ¡Envuélvamelo para regalo! ¡Gol!
Morning, guys. One of the things that's helped me so much, and I really hope this helps you, in my path to infinite mind wealth and living, laughing and loving it, and I do, and so I laugh at this now. See, one of the things we have to remember is that whatever we are, whatever we're seeking in others, like if we're seeking some sort of change, we might really want our friends, our spouse, our coworkers, whatever it is, we want that change in them. Sometimes we might get frustrated. Sometimes we might have negative thoughts towards them. But we have to realize that that negative thought that we put out towards others is really who we are right now. And I laugh at myself because I make mistakes. I fail at this all the time. But every day I try to control my mind, because that which we are seeking to change in others is really a change we're seeking within ourselves. So it all starts with what we are, and we have to work on ourselves every day. So whatever you are is what you will share with everyone else. Have a great day, everyone.
The movie The Matrix, everyone thinks science fiction. I go, no, that's a documentary. Everybody got programmed. That's a fact. That's a biological reality. Right. But what was interesting, they always say, well, there's a red pill, and if you take the red pill, you get out of the program. And I go, guess what? Almost everybody in our audience has taken that red pill at one time, changed their life. It turns out science has recognized that when you fall in love, you stop playing the programs and you start creating from your conscious mind. Wishes and desires are conscious mind. And so once you let go of the program and you start creating wishes and desires, it's called the honeymoon. Created this heaven on earth experience. And I go, you could have that every day for every day of your whole life. Yes. Because we created that. And if you understand you created, then you can say, well, why don't I create it tomorrow? And I go, you can create it every day. That's the beautiful part.
Need motivation?
Watch a Top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because as a young entrepreneur, I struggled to keep my business going. I had no friends, I had no mentors, I had no role models. And the thing that saved me was learning from the success stories of famous entrepreneurs. And in their stories, I got motivation, and I also got strategies for what I could do to grow my business and not stay stuck. And I still need their stories for motivation today. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Bruce Lipton, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2 is reprogram your mind.
95% of our behavior is coming from below consciousness. And we're the ones that can't see it when we play it, but everybody else, of course, is seeing exactly what we're doing. So the whole idea is, are you living the life you want, or are you living the life you've been programmed? And the answer, unfortunately, is most of us are living the life we've been programmed, and the programming comes from other people. So it's not our lives. Let's give a reason why programming occurs, okay? The brain is a computer. Most powerful computer that humans have ever experienced. But it has parallels to computers. And number one is this. In the old days, when you would buy a computer, before they put the programs in, you could bring it home, brand new computer, plug it in, push start, boots up, screen's on, and I say, do something. And people, well, no, I can't do anything. So you got a brand new computer. No. First, you have to put programs into a computer before you can use that computer. The brain of a human is the same thing. The screen lights up in the last trimester of pregnancy. It's ready, but there are no programs. So the first 7 years of a child's life is the brain is not operating at the higher level of consciousness, higher level, higher vibration. That's what we talk about. We put wires on a person's head, electroencephalograph, read brain function. A child up through 7 is not operating at consciousness except for a little bit. It's primarily operating at a lower vibration called theta. And I say, well, what is theta? I say, it's expressed as imagination. So that's how children can have a tea party and they pour nothing into the cup and then they drink the nothing and then they explain how that was the best tea they ever had. Or a child rides a broom saying it's a horse. In the child's mind, that is not a broom, it's a horse. But it's mixing imagination and reality. But theta is hypnosis. And the significance of that is children have to learn how to become a member of a family, the rules. Member of a community, the rules. I go, how can an infant, a young kid, learn these rules? They can't go to school, they can't read the book and all that. And I say, you don't have to. Nature provided theta, hypnosis, so that they can observe the parents, the family, and the community. Just observe their behavior and download those as programs. Age 7, then that's when they start to become more conscious and engaging themselves. First 7 years is programming, but after age 7, 95% of your life is coming from that program. So if you can program the child for the first 7 years, then the rest of the life of that child is actually an expression of that program.
Rule number 3 is be yourself.
I was given an opportunity to go to San Francisco and have a big presentation at a big conference on energy and crystals and stuff like that. And I thought, well, there's going to be an audience there. Energy and crystals, like, okay, everything I'm talking about in biology, man, I was so excited. And I thought, this is my great opportunity. And it was like 3 months before, and I thought, okay, I'm going to work on this. And then I just let it go. I let it go, and now we're getting to a month before. And I said, I got to work on what's my seminar going to be? What's my seminar? And all I had in my head was, okay, this was a new agey kind of thing. So I thought, well, back then, what the heck was new agey? I said, oh, that's where they wear all white shirts and white pants and a white vest, white clothes, and that they're so delicate and they speak in a very quiet tone and they're so new agey. And that really wasn't me. I was like the bull in the china shop, it's like, hey, let me out. And it goes, no, I got to calm down. I got to be cool. I'm going to present this in a new age fashion. So I tried to formulate a new age me to present this. Well, now it's about a week before this conference, and it's like my new age me has not come up with any idea of how to present this. And then it started to get closer. It was just a few days away. I'm going to go to San Francisco. I was like, oh my God, I don't have a talk. And I just said, forget it. Let me just be me. I just want to talk the way I want to talk. I'm not going to conform to be some new age guru. That's not me. I'm a science guy, and I'm going to say what I want to say. And finally, in that moment, it was just a couple of days before, and all of a sudden I said, that's it. No more new age. Let's write this. And the moment I let go of some persona I was supposed to be and just said, nah, I'm just going to be me. All of a sudden, the words started coming out. I can remember I grabbed a yellow pad and I had a pen, and the words started coming so fast. As soon as I said, stop being New Age guy, start being Bruce, the words started coming page after page. I had like 4 or 5 pages of notes. Like, after all those months, it was sort of like, okay, it was a little constipated in my consciousness, but it all of a sudden freed up. And it's why I am not them. I'm me. And try to act like somebody else took away everything I was. And that was at the point that said, oh my God, I'm not going to alter who I am. I love this research. I'm not going to tailor it for that audience. And it was so wonderful because there were 3 months where it was just logging back in my head. Yeah, I got to do this. I'm going to do this. Like, didn't want to do it. Why? Because at some level, the first thing was, I'm going to be somebody else. I'm going to be Mr. New Age guy. The moment I let go of being somebody else and became me, then all the words came down.
Rule number 4 is always seek knowledge.
And once again, legs crossed, back straight, eyes closed, focused on our breathing. Back to our breathing. That powerful force keeping us alive, keeping our energy flowing. And we don't really think about it. We never really attempt to control our breathing, most of us anyway. But we were born to do that too. To remember that in any moment, we can take charge of it, the way we take charge of our breathing. Same way we take charge of our mind, our thoughts. So reflect back on today. How did you do? Are you satisfied with your work ethic? Are you satisfied with your determination? Did you use it in its fullness, its beauty? Our determination is invisible. We cannot put our finger on it. We cannot see it, but it is there. We have the power to determine what we will think and what we will do. Today, we've won the morning. We've won our minds, and therefore we can win our day and our life. One breath at a time, one thought at a time.